Hey guys, this is Buford with Scholarships for Soccer, and today we have a very special guest. His name is Max, and I'm probably going to butcher your last name. Is it Stilb?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, it's Max Stilb, and he will be playing college. He will be playing soccer in college next fall, and 2020 graduate. Max, I certainly appreciate you being with us. Welcome.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
All right, and now just for the record, where did you play in high school, and where are you going to play in college?
I played at Grafton High School, and then I'm playing college in Connecticut.
Okay. Now, what positions do you play?
I play right wing, and then sometimes they'll move me to striker, but I usually play right wing.
So a little versatile.
Yeah.
Okay, and just I normally ask this for the boys because sometimes it matters. How tall are you, and how much do you weigh?
I'm 6'2", and right now I'm 170.
Good size for a soccer player.
Yeah.
All right, and let's talk about the school that you're going to. I believe you said University of Hartford?
Yeah.
D1 school, correct?
Yes.
How did you find them?
So I found them in one of the showcases that I did with my ECNL club team.
Okay.
In Florida or Pennsylvania. I believe it was Pennsylvania. So we just did a showcase, and they saw me play out there, and then they reached out after they talked to my coach for my club team.
Okay, so they reached out to you first.
Yeah.
Okay, you must have played very well at that showcase.
Yeah, that was probably one of my best showcases that I played for club.
Yes, so. Good time to have them. Now, you mentioned you played ECNL. Did you also play high school?
Yeah, so I played high school in all 4 years, and then I actually switched to ECNL my sophomore year, and then I've been playing with them. So it was definitely a big change, but it was a definitely recommended change.
Okay. What was your favorite thing about playing in ECNL?
Oh, probably the competition, to be honest, because at the WDA level, I guess there's a big range of competition, but at the ECNL level, everybody sort of has to be at their top tier. And I think that really pushed me a lot and just gave me a little stride to just keep going.
Okay. So when was the point that you knew that you were going to be able to play in college? I mean, there was was there ever a certain point or a game to say, I'm good enough to do this?
I don't know if it was like a whole point, but I think it was just since I was started playing soccer pretty much. So my brother, he played at MATC for 2 years, and I just thought the whole college scene of soccer was just interesting. So I didn't really think there was a point where I just thought that I could play, but I thought there was always a point where I could strive to play at that level. So I think that's what just sort of brought me to it, to be honest.
Okay. And now you mentioned you also played high school ball, and that's always a source of contention in our group. Do you think high school soccer helped you in any aspect going to play for college?
I think high school soccer just sort of gave me leadership more than anything, because obviously there's a whole range of skill level in high school.
Yes.
And I mean, yeah, I just think that just gave me a whole different side of it, and leadership and how I have to cope with some games, and just pretty much like that.
All right. Now let's go back to say when you were a freshman and you weren't playing in ECNL. What was your club training like? Do you think your club training was good enough to prepare you for college, let's say, if you hadn't moved to ECNL?
I think the club, my club, I played at North Shore United in Cedarburg, and I think their training sessions it was sort of on and off. There was at a point the team could be sharp in one training, and then the next training session it would and there really wasn't a whole lot of discipline. So I think when I switched to ECNL, that was a big major forward move for me, and to especially get me into college soccer, because everything has to be 100% in training, and super sharp.
So it makes a difference of, what kind of players are on your team and, to put you in training when no one's looking.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, that's good stuff. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the University of Hartford. What attracted you to them versus, some of the other schools that were interested?
So I think what attracted me to that school, it was like, as soon as I got there, they were super just greeting. Like everybody was incredibly nice. I absolutely loved the campus, and their team was like before, like the years before, they weren't they weren't on like a good level, but this year they like came back and really, I think they got second. They believe they got second in conference, and then they made it to the NCAA tournament. But I think overall the whole entire campus was super nice, and they have a super good business school, and that's what I'm going into. So that's what attracted me.
Okay. Now, when you were going through the recruiting process, did you have multiple offers?
Yeah, so I had Trine out of Indiana, and then I had St. Norbert, and I had some other ones that I didn't really get into because I sort of was at that process of just breaking them down and picking my school at that point. But yeah, I had Trine and St. Norbert, and I visited both of them, and it was a super hard choice, to be honest, because of how far away that Connecticut was. But then there was Indiana, and then there was Wisconsin, so it was a super hard choice. But overall, I think Hartford's going to be the right pick for me.
Okay. When you said it was a super hard choice, so those other schools, how did you break the news to the coaches that you were going elsewhere?
I basically just called them and I thanked them for like just giving me an opportunity to play in college soccer.
Yeah.
And so I just thanked them and I gave them a call, and then I just told them that I was going to be playing at Hartford.
Okay. Now, what kind of expectations did your coach provide you any expectations of playing time, or did he say, you just have to come in and earn whatever you get? Or
yeah, exactly. He just said, come in, earn it, just work your tail off, and whatever happens at that point. But I think that's going to push me, and that's like probably the biggest reason I went there, because I didn't want to just go in and just sort of go through the motions. I want to like still increase as a player and just keep going.
Okay. Do you have any aspirations for soccer beyond college? Or
I mean, if it falls in that spot, I'd love to. But I mean, if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'd hope it does.
Okay. And you mentioned you going to major in business. Is there anything that you're looking forward to in that realm past college?
I mean, hopefully. I mean, I'm gonna obviously get a job, but I don't know. I'm sort of undecided business right now, but I know I wanted to go somewhere in business.
All right. Now with ECNL and the competition, do you think that playing in those showcases really benefited you? Obviously that's where you said the Hartford coach found you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it did, because I mean everybody there is fighting for like just a little chance to even get seen. So you have to be, like I said, top tier and just keep going in that aspect. But you have to fight for what you get, I guess.
Okay. When did you start reaching out to coaches? Was it your freshman year, sophomore, junior year?
First time I reached out to coaches was the first year that I played ECNL. So we had a Florida showcase. So that was the first time that I reached out and tried to get seen by everybody, because I mean you have to email, but they can't reach you at sophomore year. So you just have to hope that they'll see the email and see you play. But that was the first time I reached out to them sophomore year.
Okay, talk about that. Now with the new recruiting rules, I believe coaches can't contact you until June 15th after your sophomore year.
Yeah.
So what was it frustrating, just emailing coaches and not hearing back from them?
Yeah, I think it was frustrating, but then like once I got into like the whole ECNL realm and once I got to the showcase, like when I saw like all like the chairs and the whiteboard, or not the whiteboards, but the clipboards, I like knew that it sort of paid off, because if I didn't email any of them, there wouldn't have been any. So.
Okay, so you just didn't wait around and wait on your team manager to hand them
Yeah, exactly.
team posters.
Yeah, we actually didn't do that until last year in Pennsylvania. So.
And when did you commit to the University of Hartford? Or is
I
it
committed.
Hartford University?
I committed a couple months ago, actually. So it was a long journey, but I finally committed. So.
Okay, so you committed a couple of months ago. So it's been spring semester, your senior year.
Yeah, exactly.
When was the first time that you met the Hartford coach?
First time I met the Hartford coach was actually this year. Well, no, actually not this year. Was it this year? Yeah, it was this year. I met him over call, but then I met him in person at the university, actually.
Okay, so you didn't know him for too long before you actually committed.
Yeah, I mean, we were in contact for a while. We were in contact for almost a year about.
Okay.
But I met him actually this year. So.
All right. Now, what would you say is the one characteristic on the pitch that attracted college coaches to you?
I would probably say speed or technical skill.
Well, those are two good ones to have.
Yeah, and the left foot. The left foot probably.
Yes. All right. What role did your parents play in your success at being able to commit to a university?
Oh, they helped me a lot. My mom was there like throughout thin and thick of the whole entire recruiting process. So she pushed me to like keep going on the whole recruiting process.
Okay. Was there ever a time that you got discouraged and thought, well, maybe it's not going to happen?
I don't think so. I mean, there were times where I was like sort of like brought down, but like there were no like times where I was like, oh, like it won't happen.
Okay. And you mentioned when you played high school, it brought about a leadership role. Do you think that helped you to be a better soccer player, even though you're playing with, maybe lesser competition or lesser skilled players?
Oh yeah, I think so for sure. Because I mean, once you get the leadership, you sort of bring everybody up too. Like you never just blame it on somebody else. You own your own mistakes and you just keep going.
All right. Well, Max, I certainly wish you well at, is it Hartford University or University of Hartford?
University of Hartford.
University of Hartford. I wish you well there. Tell your mom and dad I said hello. And
I will.
We'll be following your progress in the group, and hopefully we'll hear great things from you. And if your soccer career continues, congratulations. But I know you'll be successful whatever you want to do. So
yeah, thank you.
We appreciate your time.
Yeah, of course.
Keep working hard during all this craziness, and hopefully we'll see you on the pitch next fall.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right. Well, thank you, Max, and hopefully we'll be able to talk. Maybe I can talk with you in a couple of years when you're, NCAA All-American, and maybe you still have time for the little people.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Max, and you have a great day.
You too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.